here, and I'm super excited about tonight's School of Personal Development. I'm teaching on the topic, the power of decisions. The power of decisions. If you're just joining in, make sure you let me know if you can hear me, and do well to also comment your first name and your current location. I'd like to do a quick shout out, and then we'll get started. Make sure you share this video with at least one person. Make sure you share the video with at least one person. You're welcome. You're welcome to the School of Personal Development with Emmanuel Ahmadu. We are live. Who is excited? If you're excited, go ahead. Let me know in the comments. Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Amazing. This is the School of Personal Development with Emmanuel Ahmadu. Thank you so much, Simon from Abuja. Good to have you. Can you hear me? Am I loud and clear enough? Please go ahead. Let me know in the comments. We won't waste any further time. We'll be jumping right into the business for the night. We have Emmanuel Onoja. Good to have you. I believe that is Zaria, FCS ABU main campus, Zaria. Good to have you. Amazing. I hope you guys can hear me and I am loud and clear enough. I'm teaching tonight on the power of decisions. Make sure you share this video with at least one person. Click on the share button. Share it on your WhatsApp status. Share it in a WhatsApp group. Share it in a WhatsApp channel. Just make sure you share with at least one person. It's going to be a mind-blowing teaching, a life and a destiny-shaping teaching tonight, and I do not want you to miss out. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, make sure you subscribe. This is the School of Personal Development, a free bi-monthly personal development training program where you are equipped with principle-based, life-applicable knowledge that is guaranteed to transform your life so that you can live a victorious life and manifest an enviable destiny. Damilola from Niger State, good to have you. If you're just joining in, comment your first name and your current location, and be sure to share the video with at least one person. We'll get started right about now. So go ahead. You're just joining in. I'll give us a few seconds to share the video before we jump right into the business. Shedrack from Edo State, good to have you. Good to have you. Excited to have you. Make sure you share the video with at least one person and get set for a life-changing experience. Get your pen, get your notebook. Be ready to jot down striking points. You hear me say anything striking, I want you to go ahead and share in the comments. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Tonight's training is going to be one that will change your life. Tonight's training is going to be one that will completely revolutionize your life. Amazing. I hope you guys can hear me. Fantastic. You're just joining in. Do not forget, comment your first name and your current location, and do well to share the video with at least one person. Amazing. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do well. Subscribe to the channel. Just a moment, trying to bring up my screen here. Let's use the opportunity. Share the video with at least one person. I'm teaching tonight on the power of decisions. The power of decisions. Tonight's training will change your life. Completely change your life. I assure you. We'll get started right about now. Thank you so much for joining. That said, and without wasting any further time, once again, you're welcome to the School of Personal Development with Emmanuel Ahmadu. And tonight, I am teaching on the topic, the power of decisions, programming your life for success. And I want to start by reading a Bible verse Like we all know, most times when I teach on this platform, I share Bible verses, and it is not because I'm a religious fanatic. For me, the Bible is a book of success, like any other book. And when I share, when I teach, I quote from the Bible from that perspective. So do not feel bad. Do not feel like I'm violating your faith in case you're not of the Christian faith. The Bible for me is a book of success. So that said, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. Deuteronomy 30 and verse 19. I'll read. It says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. It says, therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Profound Bible verse. I want to draw three important points to note from this scripture about decisions. Three important points for you to take note about decisions. I'm drawing it from the Bible verse that I just read. And the first point I want you to take note of is that all men have the power to choose. Every man has the power to choose. The power to choose, I wrote here, is one of the greatest gifts that God gave to us as human beings. The power of choice is a gift that God gave to humanity. The power of choice is what eliminates our excuses for failing. That the power of choice is an equalizer in life. It doesn't matter the kind of family that you were born in or born from. It doesn't matter your past experiences. It doesn't matter whether you were born in Nigeria or America or Canada or Ghana. It doesn't matter, the limitations that you have. Every human being has the power of choice. And with this ability, you are empowered to decide your destiny. The power of choice is an equalizer for life and for destiny. It is a gift that God gave to humanity. That regardless of the direction of the wind, a ship can determine its destination by choosing how it sets its sail. You've seen a ship on a sea. If the ship decides to flow with the wind, to flow with the river, that ship will not arrive at its destination. So regardless of how the wind blows, regardless of the move, the direction of the waves of the ocean, the ship has the ability to decide where it will end up by choosing how to set its rudder, how to set its sail. Are you seeing it? So conditions do not decide destiny. It is our decisions that determine our destiny. Very profound. My mentor and spiritual father, Apostle Joshua Selman, would say that decisions, not conditions, decides destiny. That regardless of what it is that has happened to you and will happen to you, you can still decide to succeed. You can still decide to move forward. Conditions do not determine the outcome of our life. Are you seeing it? If you fail, it is your fault. Even God does not decide the outcome of our life. It is our decisions that decides our destiny. Remember the scripture again, that I call on heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing, but I advise you to choose life. Are you seeing it? So you have the power to choose, regardless of your regardless of the conditions that surround you. Are you seeing it? It doesn't matter whether your father and your mother did not plan to give birth to you, or you were almost aborted by your mother and then miraculously you were given birth to. It doesn't matter the circumstances of your life. Your decisions is the ultimate factor that determines your destiny. My God. Daniel could have decided to eat of the king's table and he would have remained ordinary. But him and the Hebrew boys decided not to eat of the king's table And as such, they were distinguished. Very profound. Joseph could have decided to have slept with Potiphar's wife, but he decided to leave his coat of many colors, and that decision determined his destiny. Our condition is not what decides our destiny. It is our decisions that decides our destiny. Even God stands at the door of our heart and knock. And he says we have the decision whether or not to open it or to keep it shut. When the serpent came to Eve and he gave her the apple to eat, Eve had the decision. She had the power, the ability to decide and say, I will not eat that apple. It was her decision, not the persuasion of Satan that made her to eat the apple. So you can decide whether to live or to die. You can decide whether to be wealthy or to be poor. You can decide whether to succeed or to be a failure, irrespective of the conditions that surround your life. Maybe you are like me. You were not born with so much advantage. Born in a compound that housed 10 families with only one toilet and one restroom. Having gone to school and you are owing up to almost 10 term school fees. That you go to school and you don't have textbook, you don't even have a chair and a table to sit on. Regardless of that condition, you can decide and say, I may not have been born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I decide to die with one in my mouth. That I may not have come out of a wealthy family, but I decide that a wealthy family will come out of me. You have the power to choose. It is a gift that God gave man. All men, not some men, all men. You can choose right now to end your life. You simply just go and get sniper and take. Please don't kill yourself. You can choose to go and stand on the road and a car hits you. You can choose right now to say you want to stop listening to me and you want to watch movie or you want to do something else. You have the power to choose. It is our decisions, not our conditions, that decides our destiny. If you fail, it is your fault. If you succeed, it is also your fault. You get to decide. You get to choose which fault you want to commit to. This is the first point I want us to take note of about decisions, that all men have the power to choose. Somebody write in the comment, I have the power to choose. Write it down in the comment. I tell you, this is very profound. It doesn't matter your emotional state. You have the power to choose. You have the power to choose. If you decide right now, even God cannot stop you. If God cannot stop your decision, how about Satan? So most people destroy their lives, and when you ask them, they say, Satan made me do it. Satan made me make this decision. But Satan does not have the power to choose for you. You decided to partner with Satan, and that's why that outcome came. So the first point is that all men have the power to choose life, to choose success, to choose prosperity, to choose lifting, to choose increase. The second point I want you to take note of about decisions is that every decision comes with consequences. Every decision comes with consequences by default. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7, it says, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. You don't reap what you want, you reap what you sow. If you plant maize, you can't harvest rice. If you plant mango, you cannot harvest apples. You see, most people make bad decisions and they expect to reap a good life. It doesn't work that way. Again, making reference to the Bible verse that I read at the beginning, that I call on heaven and earth to record against you this day, that I set before you life and death. It says, blessings and cursing, therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. That means if you choose life, you will live. If you choose death, you will die. So every decision have consequences at the back of it. And you see, the interesting part is that you don't choose consequences. You make your decisions, and your decisions decides your consequences. If the president of Nigeria right now decides to climb, the Aso Rock, the building, and jump down, the law of gravity will not say, you are the president of Nigeria, let's preserve you. You will not fall, we will make you float. If he jumps down, he will fall down because he decided to violate a law, and there is a consequence for violating the law of gravity, and he reaped that reward. My God, very profound. Another scripture, Proverbs 22 verse 2, it says, the rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. Take note. The Lord is not the maker of them so. The Lord made them all. Their decisions decided their destiny. So God just made men, but the men decided whether to be rich or to be poor. I tell you, if you end up in poverty, it's because you chose to be poor. If you end up wealthy, it is because you chose to be wealthy. Have you seen somebody who just woke up and said, I've brushed my teeth, I've taken my bath, I've worn a very good clothes? And they say, how did it happen? You say, I don't know, it just happened. No, nothing happens by accident. The person chose to brush their teeth, chose to take their bath, chose to dress up. You must choose. Life does not give you what you want or what you wish for. Life gives you what you decide for, what you decide to have. Decisions are very powerful, and behind every decision are consequences. Believe me, there are many people who make foolish decisions, and when the consequences come, they stand in awe. Sometimes almost surprised. Like, why did this happen? I don't expect to be suffering. I don't expect to be broke. But you chose the decisions that brought that consequence. If I decide right now, to be drinking a lot of Coke or a lot of carbonated drinks, to be taking a lot of sugar, are you seeing it? I don't exercise. I eat a lot of junk food. In my 40s or 50s, if I'm diagnosed with diabetes or any of those sickness that is connected to sugar, I shouldn't be surprised. You know why? Because I chose the actions that produce that consequences. Every decision comes with consequences. You don't get to choose consequences. Hear what I'm saying. Your decisions brings consequences by default. So it is very important to know that just because you are making decisions and you are not seeing the consequences instantly does not mean they will not come. Behind every decision, behind every action that you take are consequences. You are free to make your decisions, but you see, you are not free to choose the consequences. The consequences come by default. You can decide not to be serious with your life. You can decide to play around, watch movies and just, relax and have fun and not take life seriously. You can decide to move about, do things that do not add value to your life. But I tell you, the consequences for that action will come. And when they come, do not say, where did they come from? Do not say, where did they come from? Galatians chapter 6 verse 7 is one of my best scriptures. That do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, he will reap. So when you see people doing foolish things, you don't have to punish them. The consequences of that decisions will punish them. When we say karma, what you call karma is simply the consequences of decisions that have been taken. That somebody takes a bad decision and he does not expect the consequences to come. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If you plant the seeds, the harvest will show up. If you plant beans, expect beans harvest. Decisions comes with consequences. Somebody write it down in the comment. Now, let me make a comment before I move to the third point about decision. And it is that small decisions compound to produce major consequences. This is what many people don't know. that small decisions compound to produce major consequences. Just because you made a small decision now and you did not see the consequence immediately does not mean it will not happen in the future. For example, somebody who decides to read 10 pages of a book every day, you may not see so much change after a week or after a month, but you give that person 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, you will be surprised the impact that that small decision to read every day will have on their life in the next 2, 3, 5 years. So small decisions compound to produce major consequences. Many of you may have, been making a lot of bad decisions, but you felt it's just small. I can get away with that bottle of Coke. I can get away, with that, with not reading. I can get away, with those little foxes that spoil the entire, vineyard. But then 2 years later, 3 years later, 10 years later, you now begin to see the consequences of those little actions that you took. It is because small decisions compound to produce major consequences. So don't say it is a small action. You can decide to sleep when you are supposed to read. I can decide, not to exercise. I can decide to eat anything I want. I can decide to take an extra spoon of sugar. All of those small decisions will eventually compound into major consequences. Is somebody following what I'm saying? So you must pay attention to the small decisions that you make every day, because it is what you do daily that determines who you become permanently. Very profound. So you must be intentional, because decisions comes with consequences. The third point I want you to take note of about decision, drawing from the scripture that I shared earlier, is that our decisions have generational consequences. Our decisions, the third point I want you to take note, is that our decisions have generational consequences. That means every decision we make does not just affect us, it affects those who are connected to us. My God. Let me make reference again to the scripture I read earlier. That I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Take note that you and your seed, that means it is not only you that the decisions will affect. The decisions will also affect your seed. This is why you must be very careful when you are making decisions, because it is not only you that will suffer, your seed will also suffer. So it is wickedness to make bad decisions, because that bad decision will not only affect you, it will affect those that are connected to you. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So when you are making decisions, be thinking about those that are connected to you. If you don't read, there is something that will happen to those that are connected to you. If you are broke, there is something that will happen to your children. There are many children who have had traumatic experiences growing up because they grew up in a poor family, because the father or the mother were not financially capable to take care of the children. So they raised them in a very dysfunctional environment that affected the kinds of people they grew up with, and maybe those children were molested or something bad happened to them, all because the decisions that their father or their mother took when they were young are usually compounded to affect those children. So decisions do not affect only you, my God. It affects your children. It says that you and your children, you and your seed may live. So if I decide to read today, it's not only Emmanuel that is reading. My children too are reading. Are you seeing it? If I decide to be serious with my destiny, it is not only me that will enjoy the fruit of that good decision. My children too will enjoy the fruit of that good decision. If I decide to be serious with my finances, it is not only me that will enjoy the benefit of that seriousness, my children too will enjoy the benefits of that seriousness. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? I wrote here that there are 3 dimensions of implication of your decisions on your generation. 3 dimensions of the implication of your decisions on your generation and those around you. That the implication of your decisions, there are 3 dimensions to it. And the first is the physical implication. The physical implication. For example, if a father decides not to be serious with his finances, when he's supposed to be studying about money, when he's supposed to be investing, he's not investing, he's drinking beer and moving around, hanging around with bad people. When he gives birth to children, he will not be able to send them to good schools. He will not be able to take care of them. And the impact of that, his decision, will mean that he will raise up dysfunctional children. The physical implication of bad decisions. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? A broke father will raise dysfunctional children. Is a physical implication of deciding to be broke. The second dimension of the implication of your decision on your generation and those around you is the biological implication, the gene aspect, the biological implication. You know, science has found out that the habit of the father is usually transferred to the children. So a lazy father will transfer laziness to his children. If you are a lady here, listen to me. One of the best decisions you can make is to marry a man who has sense. Because if the man does not have sense, he will transfer that lack of sense to his children. I always wondered why, you know, a man who is a drunkard, for example, will give birth to his children, and at a very early age, that child is already also drinking, or already also craving beer. And I discovered it's not just about the environmental factors. There is a transference of that habit to the gene of that children. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? This is very profound. So you can transfer your decisions literally through your genes. If you are a disciplined father, there is a strong chance that you will give birth to disciplined children. This is why the son of a lion is also a lion. You know why? Because there's a transference of that gene of a lion. If you are a drunkard, there is a strong probability that your children will also be drunkards. If you are somebody who smokes, who is indisciplined, you will discover that your children will also develop that trait. So one of the best decisions you can make for your children, are you seeing it, is to make good decisions for yourself. Because your decisions can be sexually transmitted. I hope that wasn't so much of a big word. Right? Very profound. Very profound. So if you want to give birth to disciplined children, be disciplined as a father. If you want to give birth to responsible children, be responsible as a father. If you want to give birth, you know, I was doing a little bit study on most of these people who are serial killers. And I got to discover that most times the people who are serial killers, they usually have a serial killer in their lineage. That means either their grandfather or somebody in that family was a serial killer. So he transferred that mental health issue, which was a decision, transferred it through the father that gave birth to that son that became a serial killer. So decisions have implication by your behavior, by your biological implication through your genes. A drunkard father will give birth to a drunkard son. A smoking father will give birth to a smoking son. A lazy father will give birth to a lazy son. So don't just say it doesn't matter. It matters that you make good decisions, because your decisions have generational implication. The third implication of your decision, the third dimension of the implication of your decisions on your generation, is the spiritual implication. I wish I didn't have to mention this, but I have to. Spiritual implication. If your forefathers decided to serve Ogugu in evil forest, what they just did was that that decision they made will have an implication on you. Because when they go there, they will tell Ogugu that if you protect us and protect our harvest, all of our firstborn children will serve you. That means they will not be able to do anything meaningful with their life. Now, when you come to the scene, you think you are starting on a fresh slate, but your great-grandfather has already made a decision that had spiritual implication on you. So do not make decisions that will have spiritual implication on your children. There are many young people now who are going into Yahoo. They slaughter their mother or slaughter their girlfriend or kill virgins or do something that is very diabolic. And they think that they will just live through it. You are implicating your children. There is a spiritual implication for doing spirit business. Are you seeing it? So this is why you must be careful with your decisions, because your decisions have generational consequences. It has physical implication, it has biological implication, and it has spiritual implication. Did somebody get that? So, like I said, there are three major points to note from decisions, about decisions. That number one, all men have the power to choose. As long as you are alive, you have the power to choose. You can choose right now to stop listening to me. The same way you can choose to be successful or choose to be a failure. Number two, that every decision have consequences. That whilst you are making your decisions, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, he will reap. If you sow corn, even in the secret, when the harvest comes, it will be in the public. Number three, that our decision does not affect only us. It has a generational impact. There is a generational implication. Whether it is physically, biologically, or spiritually, there is an implication of your decision on those who are connected to you. Now, let me share with us how to always make good decisions. I'm going to wrap up tonight by sharing with us 7 destiny-defining decisions that you make. But before we do that, let me share with us 5 ways to always make good decisions. You want to be in a position where you are making good decisions all the time, knowing that your decisions decide your destiny, and you want to be in a position where you continue to make good decisions. There are 5 steps. Number 1, you must contend for mental transformation. Contend for mental transformation. The raw material for making decisions is information. If you have bad information, you will make bad decisions. I tell you. If you are bankrupt of knowledge, or you have wrong information, you are going to make a lot of bad decisions. Bankruptcy of knowledge, or you have the wrong information, you are going to make a lot of bad decisions. So if you want to be in a position where you are making good decisions all the time, you must be the kind of person who is contending for mental transformation. You must be the kind of person who is always contending for knowledge. This reminds me of the story of the young man. I've shared it over and over and over again. The young man who was going to travel overseas for the first time to go and study, and he did not have the money to buy a flight ticket, and he decided to go by road. He decided to go by ship, And when he got on board the ship, all he could afford was the ticket, was a 7-day journey, was the ticket. And he told himself, since all I can afford is the ticket, once I get to my room on board the ship, I will just close myself and I'll be feeding on my, Zobo and biscuit. He got a keg of Zobo and then a carton of biscuit. And when he went, he locked himself in the room and he was only feeding on Zobo, feeding on his biscuit. Unfortunately for him, his room was close to the restaurant, to the kitchen, right? So every day he'll be smelling the aroma of the good dishes that were being cooked 3 times a day. And he was there busy feeding on biscuit and Zobo. Day 1, day 2, day 3. It was day 7. They had just finished eating the last meal, and the chef was coming back. And he remembered that he saw a young man entering into the room that was close to the kitchen. And he decided, let me go and find out, why is this young man not coming out? Why did he lock himself? And he went and knocked. And the young man came out, looking very lean and very slim. And the chef asked him, What have you been doing inside? Why have you not been coming out like everybody else to eat? And the young man with tears in his eye, he said, I'm so sorry, sir. I could not afford, the meal on this ship. That's why I decided to close myself and just be feeding on my biscuit and zobo. And the chef looked at him almost to cry. And he said, go and bring your ticket. And the young man went to bring it. He said, turn the ticket. And he said, read what is there. And the young man with tears in his eye, he read, this ticket covers for your 7-day journey and three times a day buffet style meal. So the ticket covered for his feeding throughout the journey. But because he was ignorant, he made a bad decision. Ignorance will put you in a position where you are making bad decisions. This is why you must contend for knowledge. Those who know make good decisions and end up with good lives and good destinies. Those who are ignorant make bad decisions and end up with bad lives and bad destinies. If you want to make good decisions, you must contend for knowledge. If you are ignorant, you will make a lot of terrible decisions in ignorance. Reminds me again of the story. Now, this illustrates when you have wrong information. A young lady saw her mother, she wanted to fry fish, and she cut the fish into multiple parts, about 10 pieces, and she poured it into the fire. And the young lady said, Mommy, why don't you just put the entire fish into the oil and fry it at once? And the mother looked at her and said, well, she doesn't know. That's how her mother used to do it. And the young lady said, why don't you ask your mother, that means her grandmother, why was she cutting the fish to put it into the frying pan? And the woman said, oh, that's good. Let me ask my mother. And she asked her mother, and the mother said, even me too, I don't know. That's how I saw my own mother, their great-grandmother. That's how she used to do it. And all of them decided, I said, let's go and ask grandma, why does she cut the fish like that to fry it? And they went to meet grandma. And grandma, looking very old and sickening, and she said, honestly, the reason why she used to cut her fish was because her frying pan was small. So she had to cut it so that it would fit into the frying pan. So the mother just took that without understanding why. That's what wrong information will do to you. When you have wrong information, you make a lot of bad decisions. So you must contend for knowledge, not just any kind of knowledge, superior knowledge. If you want to make good decisions, the person who knows will make good decisions. Number 2, you want to always make good decisions, you must surround yourself with wise people. Somebody getting value. You must surround yourself with wise people. Proverbs 13 verse 20. Proverbs 13:20. It says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. So just because you are working with wise people, you will make wise decisions. If you are my mentee, for instance, or you're my friend, and you are around me, you can't make foolish decisions. The moment I see you making foolish decisions, I say, Oga, are you all right? Is something wrong with you? Because if you are around wise people, they will not allow you make unwise decisions. So if you want to make good decisions, hang around wise people. Surround yourself with wise people. Many years ago, I think this was 2018 or so, I was traveling to Kaduna to go and speak, at a conference by my mentor, Mr. Elisha Maman. And I remember I was going by bus, and there were 2 young men sitting in front of me. 2 of them dressed alike. They painted their hair yellow. They were wearing a very bright color shirt. They had earrings on, and they were looking so strange. And I saw that one of them was talking more loudly than the other. And I said, that's the influence. That's the one that is influencing that other. When you walk around foolish people, you become foolish. When you walk around wise people, you become wise. Your dressing is influenced by the people you hang around. The way you talk is influenced by the people you hang around. Are you seeing it? So the way you decide is influenced by the people you hang around. So if you want to make good decisions, you must hang around wise people. Somebody say, I will choose wise people. Write it in the comments. I will choose wise people. By the way, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button. It will not cost you anything. The third key to making good decisions, you want to be in a position where you're always making good decisions, is that you must be decisive, but never be under pressure to make decisions. Be decisive, but never be under pressure to make decisions, in brackets, especially destiny-defining decisions. Especially destiny-defining decisions. I wrote down here that it is good to make decisions quickly because destiny fulfillment and actualization is decision dependent. But there are certain decisions you should never make in a hurry. They are called destiny-defining decisions. For example, who to marry is a destiny-defining decision. For example, where to live, where to spend the rest of your life is a destiny-defining decision. For example, what course to study in the university is a destiny-defining decision. These decisions, you don't rush to make it, to make those decisions. You can rush to choose which clothes to wear. If you wear the wrong clothes, people will just laugh at you. Are you seeing it? But if you marry the wrong person, even Satan will laugh at you. So there are destiny-defining decisions. As much as you are decisive, never be under pressure to make those kinds of decisions in a hurry. Never be under pressure. Number 4, I hope we're following. The fourth key to making good decisions is to seek counsel when necessary and as often as possible. You want to make this good decision, seek counsel when necessary and as often as possible. Proverbs 11:14, Proverbs 1:1 verse 1:4. It says, where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. If the only person you are listening to for advice is yourself, you will soon enter into a hole. The shortest way to destroy your destiny is to only listen to yourself. If you want to continually make good decisions, you must master how to seek good counsel. And I will teach showing us very shortly. It's not everybody you seek counsel from. I use it. Before you go and seek counsel from Satan, and your life is destroyed overnight. So, but if you want to make good decisions, you must master the art of seeking counsel. Seeking counsel from people who are ahead of you, people who can guide you. I wrote here that, however, be careful who you seek counsel from. Seeking counsel from the wrong person can destroy you. Who are the kind of people you should seek counsel from? There are 3 qualities I wrote down here. Qualities of the people you should seek counsel from. Number 1, only seek counsel from someone who has experience in the area you need counsel. Seek counsel from somebody who has experience or track record in the area you need counsel from. You are a married person and you are having challenges in your marriage, and the person who is advising you is somebody who has divorced twice. Is something wrong with you? Is something wrong with you? They say follow who no road. So when you are seeking counsel, make sure you seek from people who have the capacity to give you answers. People who have the experience in that area. They have the track record. If I want to seek counsel, for example, in the area of finances, I will not look for somebody who is broke. I will not look for somebody who is struggling. The Bible says, follow them who through faith and patience have obtained the promise. Number 2, who to seek counsel from? Someone who has genuine interest in you. Someone who has genuine interest. If you go and seek counsel from Satan, he will give you poison. If you are looking for sugar or you are looking for coke, he will give you poison. He will give you sniper. So before you seek counsel from somebody, find out if that person likes you. Don't go and seek counsel from your enemy. If you seek counsel from your enemy, they will give you the counsel of Ahithophel. They will give you bad counsel. So seek counsel from people who have genuine interest. People who you have seen that despite their criticism, they still like you. They still support you. They are still, pro your growth, pro your success. Someone who has genuine interest in you. I hope we're getting value. Tonight's training is deliverance for somebody. Make sure you share this video with at least one person. Make sure you share this video with at least one person before you leave. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure you click on the subscribe button. The Third quality of people you should seek counsel from, someone who is matured with track record of integrity. You want to seek counsel? Seek counsel from somebody who is matured and has track record of integrity. If you like, go and seek counsel from somebody who does not know how to keep things. You just tell them one, before you know, you are hearing it on radio. You are hearing it on television. There are people you seek counsel from. It's as good as seeking counsel from your village, your entire village. Because you say one, they won't add what you did not say and spread it. Before you know, they've met somebody. Do you know what Martha told me? Hey, her and her husband, they've been struggling to have a child for the past 10 years. And they've even gone to a babalao. Can you imagine? She opened up to me. And now that the team backfire, she's trying to ask me, can God do it for her? That I should pray for her. Can you imagine? Be careful. Be careful you seek counsel from. Make sure they are matured with track record of integrity. Be very sensitive. So when we say seek counsel, we don't mean from everybody. There is a kind of person you should seek counsel from. People with experience, the capacity to offer solution. People who have interest in you. And people who are matured with track record of integrity. Now, in addition to that, beyond just seeking counsel from men, you must also learn how to seek counsel from God. My God. When you want good counsel, you must learn to seek counsel from your maker. I like the Bible verse that says, in all your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Somebody put up the scripture in the comments. In all your ways, when you acknowledge God, he will direct your path. God, if you don't help me, I want to decide whether to travel abroad or to remain in Nigeria. And I don't just want to leave because everybody is leaving. Do you think I should leave? Lord, should I leave? And as you are praying, God will come and say, stay. Stay for the next 5 years. Your destiny helper will meet you next year. Counsel from God. You must learn to seek counsel from God. 1 Samuel chapter 23 verse 2. 1 Samuel 23 verse 2. The Bible says, therefore David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I go and smite these Philistines? He says, and save Keilah. Sought counsel. 1 Samuel chapter 30 verse 8. He says, and David inquired at the Lord, saying, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And God answered him, pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them and without fail recover all. God can give counsel. You must learn to tell God, especially when you are making destiny-defining decisions. Don't make those kinds of decisions without seeking counsel from men and also from God. Is somebody getting value? The final key to always making good decisions is to learn to take out time to consider the consequences of your actions before you take them. Learn to take out time to consider the consequences of your actions before you take them. Remember what I said when I was sharing with us Galatians 6:7, that God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, he will reap. So before you make any decisions, take out time to think. What is the consequences if this decision is bad? What will happen? You see, consequences help us know whether or not to take that decision. Huh? For example, you want to take a decision whether or not to be serious with your finances. Then think, if I'm not serious with my finances, what will happen in the next 10 years? My children will beg me for school fees. My wife will probably leave me, right? I will not be a blessing. I'll be a mediocre. I'll not be celebrated by my generation. I'll not be able to do much in life and do much in destiny. That the awareness of that consequence will drive you to make the decision to take your finances seriously. So you want to make good decisions, always think about the consequences before you take action. Mentally, in your mind, if I take this decision, what will be the outcome? If I go this route, what will be the outcome? Think before you act. There are many people who don't think. They just take action. Somebody gives you weed, you start smoking it. Somebody gives you poison, you take the poison. Don't you think? There's a saying, think before you act, or you will act foolishly. So think, learn to think. If I waste today, will it have an impact on my life? If I take this route, will it have an impact on my life? Think about consequences before you make decision. Now, that said, I want to wrap up tonight. I'm going to move so fast by sharing with us 7 destiny-defining decisions you must take if you desire to live a victorious life. There are 7 destiny-defining decisions that you must take if you desire to live a victorious life. Are we ready? This will change your life. Now, let me define what a decision is before I share them with you. But if you're ready, go ahead. Let me see it in the comments. Comment, I am ready. I want to distinguish between what a decision is and what a wish is. It's very important to know the difference, so that when I say decisions, you know what I mean. 7 destiny-defining decisions. If you take these decisions, your life will change like day and night. You'll be surprised. It will be impossible for you to fail. But what's the difference between a wish and a decision? A wish is a desire to achieve something. A wish is merely a desire, right? I wish to be rich. I wish to be, wealthy. I wish to be celebrated by my generation. I wish. A wish is just a desire to achieve something, a desire to have something. But a decision is a desire to achieve something backed up by a commitment, the commitment to pay whatever price is necessary to make it come to pass. I will repeat it one more time. Listen, that a decision is a desire to achieve something. You don't just stop there. Remember, that's what a wish is. But now you are backing it up with the commitment to pay whatever price that is necessary to make it come to pass. So when I decide to be wealthy, I am committed to pay the price to be wealthy. So I will no longer spend recklessly. I will save. I will track my expenses. I will invest. Because I made that decision, I am committed to pay the price, to delay gratification, to make that decision manifest. That's what a decision is. A decision is more than a wish. Now that you know what a decision is, 7 decisions that define, 7 destiny-defining decisions that make for a victorious life. It guarantees a victorious life. If you make these decisions, you cannot fail. You cannot be a mediocre. Somebody ready for them? Somebody ready? Number 1, the first destiny-defining decision that you must make is the decision to be passionate about knowledge and contend for a superior belief system. The decision to be passionate about knowledge and contend for a superior belief system. If you have been following the school of the Leaders Manna Network for a while now, by the way, if you've not joined our community, Africa's fastest growing personal development community, make sure you join the channel, the WhatsApp channel. The link will be in the description of this video. Make sure you join. But if you've been following for a while, you would have seen that I've been placing emphasis on the renewal of the mind. You see, the quality of your life is a direct reflection of the quality of your mindset. And the quality of your mindset is a direct reflection of the quality of information that you feed your mind. The Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, in his mind, so is he, not so he will be. Whatever has not entered into your mind cannot enter into your life. If your mind is garbage, your life will be garbage. Are you seeing it? So if you have not made a decision to contend for a superior belief system, you will never be able to live a victorious life. What does it mean to contend for a superior belief system? It means to be passionate about knowledge. My God, I have books I'm reading, continuously reading. I listen to teachings, attend seminars, adding value to my mind, because I know that if I do not upgrade my mind, I cannot upgrade my life. If I do not put something in my mind, nothing will enter into my hands. An empty mind, empty head will produce an empty destiny. My God, before you dress yourself physically, dress your body, make sure you dress your mind. The quality of your life will be a direct reflection of the quality of your mindset. So the first decision you must make is the decision to be passionate about knowledge. My God, I am crazy about knowledge. I read, I listen to teachings, I watch videos, I attend seminars when I can, because I know that if I do not work on my mind, nothing will happen to my life. Nothing significant will happen to my life, right? So you must contend to build a superior belief system, a global belief system. Remember when I said that the quality of your decisions will be a direct reflection of the quality of information that you have access to. When I said if you want to make good decisions, you have to contend for mental transformation. It's very true. If you don't have a transformed mind, you continue to make bad decisions. This is why the Bible says that the how did he put it now? That whatsoever the righteous man doeth shall prosper. Because once your mind has been worked on, whatever you do with your hands will work. Profound. Once you have worked on your mind, are you seeing it? Forget about the things that are not coming. Forget about the things that are not working. Once you work on your mind, everything else will begin to work in your life. Your mind is the engine room of your life. Are you seeing it? If you fix that engine room, every other thing will be fixed. So the first decision you must make for a victorious life is the decision to be passionate about knowledge and to contend for a superior belief system. Decision number 2. The second decision for a victorious life, destiny-defining decision, is the decision to religiously commit to a daily growth routine and to gain mastery over yourself. I'll repeat it one more time. The decision to religiously commit to a daily growth routine and to gain mastery over yourself. Who you become determines what you can do. What you can do determines what you can have. The starting point is capacity. And how do you build capacity? Is by committing to daily growth routines. There are things I do every day, and the goal is to evolve into superior versions of myself, so that when I become that superior version of myself, I can do superior version activities that will produce superior results. Profound. A daily growth routine. What is a daily growth routine? Growth activities that you engage every day to improve your life. If you're part of the Leaders Manna Network community, you will notice that there's something we do, the LMN DGR3, Daily Growth Routine 3. There are 3 activities that every LMNite must engage every day to improve their lives. We read every day, right? We listen to teachings every day, and we journal every day. For me, there are 6 things I do every day. You know why I do these things? It is to build myself, to grow into a version that can begin to do the things that will produce the results that I desire. Daniel chapter 11, verse 32. 11 now, I think, verse 32. It says, they that do know their God, they shall be strong and they shall do exploit. When you become strong, you can now do exploit. When you engage daily growth activities, it helps you, it brings you to a position where you have the capacity to begin to do the things that will bring the results that you desire. Daily growth routine. The daily growth routine, like I always say, is the foundation, the backbone, and the launching pad of life. If you don't have growth routines that you engage every day, you will never be great. You would have heard me share that, Dr. Mike Murdoch, the apostle of wisdom, how he would say that it is what you do daily that determines who you become permanently. That if you do not change something that you do every day, you cannot change your life. Are you seeing it? If you don't change your routines, you cannot change your life. So show me the activities that you engage every day. The reading every day. We read 10 pages of a book every day. We listen to at least an hour of teaching every day. When you do these things every day, what do you think will happen after 1 year? What do you think will happen after 2 years? You hear me speak like this. I literally do not do so much, preparing this note. But look at the way I'm speaking. You think this is just coming from nowhere, or it's just coming from my secondary school or from the university? No, it is the daily activity. Call me now to go and speak anywhere. I will have something to say. You know why? Because I have invested in myself through daily growth. Through daily growth. What do you do every day? Let me give us a list of activities that you should do every day. Number one, read every day. Read every day, whether you feel like it or not. What do you do every day? Listen to a faith-building teaching every day. What do you do every day? Take out time to pray. If you are a Christian or a Muslim, take out time to pray. It fosters your relationship with your Maker and builds spiritual capacity. What do you do every day? Take out time to exercise. A healthy body is a healthy mind. A healthy mind means a healthy decision. A healthy decision means a healthy life. So take out time to exercise. When you exercise, your brain releases what is called dopamine and serotonin. That's the name they call it. They call it nature's happy drug. It puts you in a state where you can now begin to make good decisions, a happy state. In fact, they call it antidepressant. So you exercise every day. What do? You write and you journal every day, right? And it's very important to know that if you do not systematize your growth routine, you will not be consistent. For example, I don't just say I read every day. There is a particular time where I read. I don't just say I listen to a message every day. There is a particular time where I listen to a message. So it must be a system. For it to work, you must ensure that it is specific and measurable. For example, I read 10 pages every day. Specific and measurable. So your growth activity must be measurable. I must be specific. I don't just say I read every day. That's not measurable. 10 pages every day. Right? It must be scheduled. There must be a clear trigger. There's an exact time. When you do it, for example, I read every day once it's 2 p.m. That's a clear trigger. Or I read every day immediately after I wake up. That's a clear trigger. But by all means, make sure your growth activities are scheduled. And let me also add, don't try to do too much. Right? Reading 10 pages is fine. Don't say you want to read 100 pages. The decision to religiously commit to a daily growth routine, and take note, I said gain mastery over yourself. That means you are building self-discipline. You are bringing yourself to a place where you can command yourself. If you cannot conquer yourself, you cannot conquer the world. You cannot conquer sleep. You cannot conquer food, and you want to conquer the world. It's impossible. So one of the things that daily growth routines will do to you, it will help you build resilience, help you build self-discipline, help you build the habit of consistency, and bring you to a place where you are now in charge of your life, in charge of your destiny. Very profound. The decision to religiously commit to a daily growth routine and to gain mastery over yourself. Decision number 3. We're wrapping up. Decision number 3. The third decision that you must make, destiny-defining decision to live a victorious life, is the decision to discover and excellently fulfill your assignment, to fulfill your purpose. My God, there are many people who don't take the subject of purpose seriously, but you can never be fulfilled outside of purpose. You know why I'm happy? I'm talking to you now and I'm not stressed. I've spoken for over an hour right now, and it feels like 10 minutes. It's because what I'm doing now is what I was born to do. One of the best decisions you can make is the decision to say that I will not die looking for money. No, that's a very mediocre way to live life. To live life only trying to survive. That you make a decision that I will discover and I will excellently work to fulfill my assignment. Every day I wake up, I'm thinking, how can I fulfill my assignment? How can I make progress towards becoming the person that God has ordained and has called me to be? I wrote down here that there are 2 most important days in your life. The day you were born and the day you find out why. The day you discover why. God sent you to this earth to fulfill an exact assignment. And your fulfillment is tied to your discovery and fulfillment of that assignment. If you don't discover your assignment, you will live a miserable life. God, what did you send me to the earth to do? You must ask. Somebody else, God may have called you, to be a politician. Somebody else, God may have called you to be a teacher. Somebody else, God may have called you, to raise NGOs. Somebody else, God may have called you to maybe be into security and all of that. But by all means, find out what God has called you to do. We have so many teachings on, self-discovery. I think we have one on the YouTube channel here, and we have quite a number of audios. By the way, if you're not in the Leaders Manna Network Plus Community, make sure you join. That's where you get access to the audio recordings of this teaching. But I've done teachings on purpose, and there are simple ways to discover your purpose. One is to find out your passion and your giftings. Your passion and your giftings are always a pointer to what your purpose is. Number two, what is your ability? What are the things that you do easily without stress? Is a pointer to your purpose. What are the things that people praise you for? When you do it, people are always praising you, and they say, you do this one, or you are good with this. It's a pointer to your purpose. What are the things that you can get lost in time doing? For example, I get lost in time talking, teaching is a pointer to what my purpose is. But if you want to live a victorious life, you must make the decision to discover and to excellently fulfill your God-given assignment. Decision number 4, we are wrapping up. Decision number 4, the fourth decision that you must make to live a victorious life is the decision to value people and to build strategic destiny relationships. The decision to value people, the decision to value people and to build strategic destiny relationships. Relationships are bridges. Relationships are means of transportation. If you despise relationships, you will live a very miserable life. Relationships are systems of leverage. Are you seeing it? I've shared before, the first time I had the privilege to travel to Lagos, I went by road from Zaria, and it took almost 24 hours to arrive in Lagos. The second time I had the privilege to go by flight, and in less than 1 hour, about 45 minutes, we're already in Abuja. I was looking like a bouncing baby boy, smelling fresh and nice. What was the difference? It wasn't the destination. The difference was the means of transportation. That's how it is. You can decide to stroll through life, or you can decide to engage the leverage called relationships to accelerate your success. When you don't have relationships, you will suffer. You've heard me share my story, how my mentor paid for 1,000 copies of my book. 1,000 copies, over 500,000. Somebody that is not my father got endorsement for that book and sold over 100 copies of the book overnight because of relationships. Relationships will make your life easy. Relationships will simplify your life. Relationships will accelerate your life. So make the decision, first of all, to value people. I've shared that there are 4 kinds of, destiny relationships. There are gatekeepers, there are burden bearers, there are divine connectors, and then there are men of influence, people of influence. But you see, you cannot access these relationships if you do not master how to value people. It is out of the multitude of people that you have that you can now have gatekeeper, burden bearer, gifted men, divine connectors. Are you seeing it? So the Bible puts it this way. It says, honor all men. It says, honor the king. Honor all men. Honor all men. Because if you don't honor men, it will be impossible for you to access what God has put in them for you. And honor is the discerning, the celebrating, and if need be, the rewarding of a person for their uniqueness. To love people genuinely. If you don't take me as a big deal, I will not take you seriously. I will not contribute to your life. Are you seeing it? So make people feel loved. Remember the greatest psychological need of all men, the need to feel loved, to feel valued, and to feel appreciated. Learn to celebrate people. Learn to appreciate people. Learn to make people feel special. And most importantly, learn to be grateful. Gratitude is to a relationship what engine oil is to a car engine. That anytime you say thank you, you engineer the person to do more for you. All of these are principles of relationships. But make the decisions to value men and to build strategic destiny relationships. Hopefully, if we have the time or God grant grace, we'll have a teaching on relationship before the year wraps up. But make sure you find teachings, my teaching of that of anybody on relationships, and study them. A bulk of your success or failure in life will come from your relationships. Is somebody following? If you're getting value, comment value. We're wrapping up. It's quite a stretch today, but we have just 3 more decisions and then we're done. The 5th decision that you must make, 5th destiny-defining decision you must make to live a victorious life, is the decision to become financially empowered. The decision to be financially empowered. The decision to not be broke. My dear brother, my dear sister, if you don't want to suffer in this life, make plans to make money. Did you hear what I said? Make plans to make money. By all means, don't be broke. If you are broke, you'll be disrespected. If you are broke, you'll be abused. If you are broke, you'll be limited. If you are broke, you will live a frustrated and a beggarly life. Make a decision, not out of, all of this unguided passion and addiction for money. There are people who go after money just to do very foolish things. I'm talking about to live a comfortable life and to be a blessing. Make a decision that you will not be poor. Make a decision that you will build systems around your finances. Are you seeing it? Imagine if somebody gave you $500 million right now. Do you know what will happen? There are certain prayer points you will not pray again. There are certain worries you will not have again. There are certain fears you will not have again because money came into it. And you see, the thing about money is that if you are not serious about money, money will not be serious about you. That means you have to sit down and say, no, I will not continue like this. I have a full-fledged book, big book. I call it money book. Money book. You see it? If you don't respect money, money will not respect you. I did not say if you don't love money. Don't love money. The love of money is the root of all evil. Are you seeing it? But money is not evil. It's the unguided love for it that can corrupt you. But respect money. Take money matters seriously. Some of you, you need to go and get School of Money by Olumide Emmanuel and read it 3 times. Some of you, you need to dedicate the entire month of November and begin to study on finances. You begin to learn. I've done a teaching, by the way, if you are in the LMN Plus Community, that's the private community. You have paid, is a subscription-based community. I will send a teaching there. The pillars of financial prosperity. I shared 3 pillars of financial prosperity. For those who are in the community, you have the privilege of having access to it. Where I shared that there are 3 pillars: how to make money, how to manage money, and how to multiply money. I took out time to teach very deeply on these 3 pillars. That teaching will change your life. But you see, by all means, begin to learn how to make money, how to manage money, and how to multiply money. If you are ignorant, you will not be wealthy. He says, somebody find the scripture for me and put it in the comment. He says, thou anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Meaning there's a relationship between what is on your head and what enters your cup. If your head is empty, your cup will be empty. When it has to do with finances, the starting point is financial intelligence. It's not starting a business. It's not investing. There are many people who just wake up and they say they want to be wealthy, they want to be millionaire, and they start doing Forex. And they borrow people's money and they sink it into it and they lose all the money and they are wondering what happened. It's because you can't disobey laws. The starting point of financial prosperity is financial intelligence. In fact, let me recommend a book for everybody to get. Go and get The Richest Man in Babylon. I think it's by George S. Clayton. Go and get that book. It will change your life. It's a small book. There are many people writing all sorts of books on finances now. Let me tell you, it's just too many grammar. They are complicating it. When it has to do with finances, there are just only 3 things. Learn how to make money, learn how to save money, and learn how to multiply money. If you pay attention to these 3 things, you cannot be broke. You cannot. You know, I've not been doing a lot of teachings of finances because I'm respecting myself. There's a level of financial power you need to have to teach on that subject. Trust me, and the days are coming where we'll have a financial masterclass. But for now, get the teachings that I've done, get books, and begin to camp around it. But by all means, make the decision to become financially empowered. Somebody say, I will be financially empowered. Put it up in the comments. I will not be broke. I will not be poor. Don't wait until your children come and meet you and say, Daddy, they drove me out of school fees. That's when you're not thinking, I wish I made the decision earlier. Or they come and meet you and say, we're driving you out of this house because you did not pay house rent. And you are now thinking, now that you are still young, make the decision. I will not be broke. I will learn financial discipline. I will learn financial planning. I will learn how to invest. I will learn how to save. I will learn how to multiply my money. I make the decision to be financially empowered. Is somebody with me on that? The sixth decision, 2 more decisions, and then we are done. The sixth destiny-defining decision you must make to live a victorious life is the decision to be healthy, physically fit, and to be intentional about your appearance. 3 things in one. The decision to be healthy, that means the decision to not die young. The decision to be physically fit, that's the decision to not look like a pineapple. And then the decision to be intentional about your appearance. This is the sixth destiny-defining decision you must make. That you must take care of the body that hosts your spirit. Are you seeing it? Some of you need to go and register in a gym. You are 25 and you just climb the stairs and you're already panting as if you are going to die. What will not happen when you are 50? What will not happen when you are 60? Abi, you plan on dying early. I don't know about you, but I plan to live long. I may be hustling now, but a time will come where you have to pay attention to your body, pay attention to your health, eat good food, not every day drinking garri. You may not have the means, but little investments here and there. Pay attention to your health. You may not have the financial wherewithal to buy new things, but you can begin to remove things. Don't sit down and in a day you are drinking 3 bottles of Coke. You want to kill yourself? And you say it's enjoyment. Enjoyment that will take you to heaven or possibly hell. Is that one enjoyment? So take the time to decide to be pro-health, to take care of your body, and then to be physically fit. If you have to jog once, I used to do it back then. I received grace to start doing it. I don't know what happened, but I received grace. I'm praying for myself. But some of you need the grace. You need to start jogging. You need to go back to the gym to be physically fit. So that when they call you, you are not walking like a 90-year-old woman. You see people in their 20s moving about as if they are in their 90s. Come and take this, and you see the person just moving sluggishly. The way you sit, you just sit down, jogodo, your entire body, as if you just fall apart. Somebody is laughing, right? So work on yourself and then physically fit. Invest. When God start blessing you, buy good clothes, buy cologne, buy perfumes. Are you seeing it? Buy a good body cream. But don't try, let me put a disclaimer. Don't try to do more than you have the capacity to do. There are many people who are broke. You are using a perfume of 50,000 naira and you don't have up to 10,000 naira in your bank account. That's not wisdom. That's foolishness. You are wearing a suit of 100,000 naira, yet the highest money you have ever held at once is maybe 40,000 or 50,000. That's not wisdom. Are you seeing it? But by all means, at all levels, contend for excellence. Invest in a good outfit. Dress well. Dress nice. Right? You start small. There were days where I could not do so much. Right? But now, little by little, okay, I can buy this, I can buy that, I can upgrade to this, I can do this. Little by little, as God shows you mercy. But invest in your appearance. The seed for your acceptance is your appearance. When Pharaoh called for Joseph and he was coming out of the prison, the first thing Joseph did was to go and change his appearance. He shaved his hair and he changed his apparel. Till today, there is no week that passes by that I don't cut my hair. You see my hair? Imagine my hair was shabby. In less than 4 days now, I'm cutting it again. Why? Because the day I will stand before my destiny helper, I don't know. I don't want to look like a madman in front of my destiny helper. He may reject me. The seed for your acceptance is your appearance. By the way, you are an LM. Have at least 2 suits, one black suit and one navy blue suit, or one gray suit, or whatever it is. Male and female. A lady get a good gown, black gown at least, so that when your destiny helper calls for you, you will not go and be borrowing clothes to wear. You will now go and borrow coat instead of suit. And your destiny helper looks at you and is laughing. So by all means, invest in your appearance. Appearance is the seed for acceptance. Look good at your level, your current level. Look good. The final decision, the 7th decision, destiny-defining decision that makes for a victorious life, is the decision to be a blessing. My God, the decision to be a blessing. This is one of the best decisions that you can make. That I decide to be a blessing. What does it mean to be a blessing? It means to impact lives positively. It means to be the reason why somebody is smiling. It means to be the reason why somebody goes to school. It means to be the reason why somebody has food to eat. It means to be the reason why somebody can say, I was a fool yesterday, now I'm wise. The decision to be a blessing. You see, nobody celebrates you for what you consumed. You are only celebrated for what you give. A river that does not flow will stink. Anything that lives for itself will shrink. If you want to live an impactful life, if you want to live a great life, you must learn to serve. You must learn to serve. Even at your current level, there is somebody, maybe your neighbor, who does not have what to eat tomorrow. You can buy bread and say, take, neighbor, I noticed that you guys were complaining. You didn't eat anything yesterday. Take this and eat. Are you... Sorry, can you guys hear me now? The network... Sorry, can you guys hear me now? The network went off. You see, so make the decision to be a blessing. A river that does not flow will stink. The Bible speaking about Jesus, it says how God anointed Jesus of Nazareth, and he went about doing good, healing all those that were oppressed of the devil, doing good, giving alms to the poor, helping those who were sick, helping those who did not have where to stay. I tell you, the greatest fulfillment in life will not come from the things you did for yourself. It will come from the things that you did for others. Are you seeing it? God did not create us to live for ourselves. If you want to be great, you must be beyond yourself. Nothing great lives for itself. Are you seeing it? Nothing great. Anything that will be great must live for others. Yesterday, or early the hours of today, was watching the Hallelujah Challenge by Nathaniel Bassey. Almost 1 million people watching live. Do you know why those people are connected? Because he's not doing it for himself. He's living out for people. Are you seeing it? If you want to be celebrated by your generation, you must learn to live for people. You must learn to be a blessing. Somebody write in the comment section, I decide to be a blessing. I decide to be a blessing. I hope we got value tonight. The power of decisions, programming your life for success. Can you guys hear me? I truly hope we got value for the time that we had. Can you guys hear me? Thank you so much for staying through. I'm sure we got value. I see quite a number of us. I've been speaking for almost 1 hour plus now, and we've been here. Thank you so much. Soji said, got premium value. Thank you. We decide to be a blessing. What I'm doing now here is being a blessing. Nobody paid anything to be here, but I'm sure that you've been blessed. I'm sure that you got value. Now, this is what you can do for me. Make sure you share this video with at least one person before you go, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed already, you can share the video in your WhatsApp group. You can share the video on your WhatsApp status so that somebody can see the video and be blessed. Imagine the blessing you will be to others, them hearing what you just had, right? The power of decisions. Very profound teaching tonight. By the way, if you've not taken my mentorship program, I see Soji. Soji is one of the students. Quite a number of us here have taken the program. 90 days strategic growth daily mentor program. I put it together to mentor a generation of young people into greatness. Many people have been reaching out to me and saying, mentor me, mentor me. And honestly, being so busy, quite a number of people reaching out to you, I just decided to set up that system. So the link is in the description. You can take advantage of it. It's at a discounted price. You get 25% off if you subscribe. Make sure you get access and make sure you get in. Is a blessing. Trust me. The 90-day strategic growth daily mentor program. Secondly, the video will be available, of course. But if you want the audio training for tonight's teaching, you want access to the training handout, you want access to the teaching I spoke about, the pillars of financial prosperity. You want access also to the book recommendation. Make sure you subscribe to the LMN Plus Community. That's our, paid community. Is a premium community. It's just a token monthly subscription. The link is also in the description. Make sure you sign up and register. Hopefully by tomorrow, all of those resources will be up. That said, do well. Make sure you share our flyers when you see them. I'm so excited when we enter into the month of November now. There's a as possible, okay? Let's get people registered. Let's get people to join. The Leaders Manna Network is Africa's fastest growing personal development community. We want to raise a generation of young people who will evolve into superior versions of themselves so that they can live a victorious life and then become agents of change, even for their country and for Africa at large. We need to build capacity so that we can transform our continent, okay? So make sure you share, make sure you get, if you've not joined the channel, the WhatsApp channel, make sure you do well to join. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already. And God will bless you. Thank you so much. Let me do a quick shout out. First of all, to my team, thank you so much. Compassion, Ibrahim, David Dig. Yeah, so sorry about the network. Thank you so much again, everybody, for joining. Let me see if I can do a quick shout out before I leave. Shout out to Mark. God bless you. Thank you, Prince, my dear Ghanaian man. I see you. Thank you. Ella, thank you so much. Nice to see you. I see Peter, Ige. God bless you. Nice to see you. Joseph, thank you. Blessing, thank you. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Conyo. God bless you. I see Dong Julius. God bless you. Thank you. Daminola Adebisi. Thank you so much. God bless you. Simon, thank you so much. Emmanuel Onoja, thank you. All the way from Zaria. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. And do have a lovely, lovely, lovely night rest. God bless you.